Now, a US court has given the nod to extradite Pakistani-origin Canadian businessman Tahawwur Rana, who is accused in the 2611 Mumbai attack case, which killed over 160 people. Rana allegedly sheltered and provided the cover to David Hedley in 2008, despite knowing that Hedley was involved with the lashkar. Hedley was the person who carried out the recce of all the target spots, and during the extradition hearing, federal lawyers argued that Rana was aware of 2611 planning, including the targets, and hence was a part of the conspiracy. Well, that is the big story that we are tracking very closely here at Mirror Now, is where a US court has given the nod to extradite the Pakistani-origin Canadian businessman Tahawwur Rana, who is an accused in the 2611 Mumbai attack case, which killed over 160 people. Now, what we are given to understand is that the role of Rana is something that has been under a lot of ambiguity and suspicion, because he had sheltered and provided cover to David Hedley in 2008, knowing well that Hedley was involved with the lashkar and they were part of a sinister plot to attack India. Hedley was the person who carried out the recce of all the target spots, and during the extradition hearing, federal lawyers argued that Rana was aware of the 2611 planning, including the targets, and hence was part of the conspiracy.
And this is a big step which has taken a lot of effort and, of course, a lot of time, all of 15 years. But the judge has finally said that, yes, Tahawwur Rana should be extradited. Now, it's just up to the Secretary of State of the United States to sign, and Rana will be back in India. Naturally, he will be convicted. But before that, as far as the Indian courts are concerned, they will have to look at him. Before that, he will be interrogated. David Hedley has been interrogated. India has been allowed to interrogate David Hedley in the United States. India has all the information about 2611 and Tahawwur Rana's involvement. This is something the families of the 160 odd people who were killed in that attack, number one, and number two, all those people who had suffered, plus the people of India and many, many people all over the world are waiting for, because this has taken 15 years, and Rana will be able to tell you very clearly that Pakistan was involved. The Pakistan deep state, the ISI was involved, they planned it, Lashkar-e-Toiba organized it, everything was done out of Pakistan. And that will be very clear when Rana is brought here and he is asked, interrogated, and then, of course, we will see what happens, what kind of punishment he finally gets.
And joining me right now is our guest to discuss this further. I'm joined by P.K. Jain, who is the former additional DGP of Maharashtra. Thank you, Mr. Jain, for joining us here at Mirror Now. Good afternoon. Sir, this entire news pertaining to the extradition that has been agreed upon by the US as far as Tahawwur Rana is concerned, since you have been following this entire case for a very long time, 2611 is when you were the former additional DGP of Maharashtra Police. Do you think that this is going to be a huge shot in the arm for the investigative agency? Because the role of Tahawwur Rana is what I would request you to kindly throw some light on.
Very much. Thank you very much. See, this person has been accused. He's already undergoing a sentence in the US. He was one of the close confidants of Hedley Coleman, who was the guy who wrecked the places in Mumbai and who assisted the terrorists in planning and plotting out their attack. This man is aware of the entire conspiracy. He will probably be able to shed a lot of light on the role of Pakistan and the intelligence agencies of Pakistan, predominantly ISI. And whatever Indian government has been saying all along, that this was a planned attack which was orchestrated by the Pakistan government and the ISI, will now be proved. It was already proved with the conviction of Kasab, But with the involvement and the interrogation of this person, Tahawwur Rana, the Indian intelligence agencies will be in a much better position to pan out the details of how the entire thing was planned and what the Pakistan government had done and what the ISI had done. So I think it's a big, victory for government of India, because Coleman has not been. We've not been able to bring him till now. He's still in serving his sentence. Maybe probably after his sentence is over in the US, he may be allowed to come to India, but which would be another shot in the arm for the NIA. But I think bringing this person on, winning this first victory of getting him extradited from US is a big step in the investigation and in unfolding the secrets of the 26/11 terror attack.
Mr. Jain, since Rana is somebody who has been the one sheltering David Coleman Hedley back in the day, and that is the role that he played, knowing well that there was a sinister plot that he was hatching along with Lashkar, he still went ahead and did that. Bringing Rana to India and the entire extradition would be yet another attempt by India to blow Pakistan's cover of anti-terror before the entire global platform.
See, let us be very clear about it. India has been telling the entire world loud and clear in no uncertain terms that Pakistan is the fountainhead of terror, not only in the region, but all over the world. And this has been now broadly accepted by many other countries, many other major powers also. But unfortunately, Pakistan has been denying all along that they have no role in terror, or especially carrying out terror activities in India and in the region. Now, they have been exposed already. Tahawwur Rana was a doctor in the Pakistan army. He subsequently went to Canada, obtained the Canadian citizenship, and he was living there. And he is a very close friend of David Coleman. So this man being brought to India in terror, and he's aware, he's very much aware of the entire conspiracy, how the planning attack was being planned. Now, a person who was in the know of the things, and he's no novice, he's not a novice, he's not a common man. He was a doctor in the Pakistan army. So now a person of this stature and this kind of background, you cannot say that he was not aware of what was going on. He was aware of the terror attack, how the terror attack was being planned. He was even aware of some of the places that were targeted to be attacked. If that was the case, I think I would put him, if not as a chief plotter of the terror attack, at least a person who was very much aware and maybe who's assisted David Coleman in his nefarious activities. So getting a person like him to India now will probably, as I said, will be a big shot in the arm for the Indian intelligence agencies, for the NIA to configure as to how the terror conspiracy was hatched and how it was executed, how it was planned, everything. I think we have been saying a lot about Dawood Ibrahim, that he will be brought back to India. See, Pakistan, in its wisdom, will never hand over a person like Dawood Ibrahim back to India, for the simple reason, because one person like Kasab, a very small operator, if he could give so much of detail about Pakistan planning the attacks, a person like Tahawwur Rana would be a gold mine for information. So that is how I put it.
Absolutely, Mr. Jain. Thank you for putting that into perspective. But I also wanted to know from you that do you think the extradition of Tahawwur Rana, and how much longer would it take for him to be brought to India? That's the first thing I wanted to ask you. And second thing is about then perhaps from the details and the inside information that India and its intelligence agencies might gather from Rana, we would be able to make yet another fresh attempt at seeking the extradition of Hedley as well.
See, as I said, Hedley will be brought to India later in point of time, because the American government is going to let him complete his sentence in the US first. As far as this person is concerned, we have won the first battle. Like in the UK, the lower court permits the extradition, then there are layers of appeal. I'm sure the same kind of a system operates in US also. I mean, now a district judge has already approved his extradition. Now it will probably go in appeal, so it will take some more time before he can be extradited. But yes, as and when he's extradited, the NIA has already started the process. As and when he's extradited, it will be a big win for NIA in getting information as to how the entire thing was planned and executed.
Well, I appreciate you taking our time and joining us here, Mr. PK Jain. Thank you so much for sharing your views and sharing the details and putting things into perspective for our viewers over here.
Okay, thank you very much.